Yo guys, what is up? What's going on? I'm here today at my friend Sonny's house actually. This is his WRX. You guys have seen it in quite a few videos actually. And why I'm here today is because he's installing these really nice Braum racing seats. They're the Elite X. They're really nice, beautiful red color. They've only been out like a month actually with this color. He's already done the driver's side seat. It looks awesome. It's got like a dry carbon on the sides and the back. There's really nice leather holder for the seat belt. It's a really nice feel to it. Looks really nice. And the bolstering is nice and like aggressive, but not too aggressive that you can't get in and out. So unlike my racing seats that I had, the status ones, as you guys knew, I put those in. They only lasted like a week and then I took them out. What I came over today was to actually show you guys the passenger side seat, because that seat's actually far more difficult to install than the driver's side. The driver's side doesn't have any sensors beneath it other than just your seatbelt sensor, and then the OEM airbags that you use like a little resistor in to disable that. The passenger side, I didn't really talk about this too much in my videos, but there's a passenger occupancy sensor that's related to the airbags. When you take that sensor out, you essentially cause an error in the airbag system, and to the best of my knowledge and all the research I can do online, it disables your entire airbag system as it detects a fault. So we're doing it the proper way. These seats are really nice. They don't even sit extremely low. They're just a little bit lower, but they're a really good height. So we're gonna keep the OEM airbags, of course, and we're gonna do it the right way by getting a new sensor, or you can take the sensor out. But what Sonny actually bought a used factory passenger side seat, and then in this seat is the occupancy sensor. So we got like a donor seat basically. He bought it on eBay for pretty cheap used, and he's going to use that to pop the sensor from here into the passenger side seat. The passenger airbags sensors underneath the seat. So on the factory seat, if you use your own, you can tear it apart basically. You can undo some of the clips and bolstering beneath it and take off the cover basically, and then the sensors beneath it. Or you can just buy another used seat, which is so much easier than kind of potentially destroying your factory seat. And that's the sensor. Okay, so we just basically carefully used an X-Acto knife. We cut around the edges and we got the whole sensor free. There's some foam still on the bottom, but that won't really matter because we're going to actually mount it with some cardboard on the bottom of the new Braum seat. So we basically used a piece of cardboard to like wedge it beneath kind of the springs here on the bottom of the seat. While Sonny's working on getting that sensor secured, I'm going to start removing the passenger seat. I've actually already broken the bolts down here. So there's two in the front, and then in the back there's one there, and the other one's over there. Just want to take all four of them out. They're 14 millimeter. They're pretty tight, so you want to be careful with them. You don't strip them or cross-thread them or anything like that. Alright guys, so I'm under the seat now and I'm actually undoing the clips. As you can see, airbag, a bunch of other ones, and the airbag one in particular, very interesting. You don't push the tab, you slide this forward, see that? And then it just slides right off. It's so easy. I wish every clip was actually like that. Same with this one. You pull it forward. So if you're really confused on how these go, you pull them forward and then they come off. And disconnect your battery before you do that. You don't want the airbag to blow up in your face. Thankfully, the seat that he bought on eBay included like the little computer kind of module that controls everything for the occupancy sensor and the airbags. So, or else you have to take this off your OEM passenger seat, but it included it. So we're just taking off all these little tabs here. So now this basically connects to the passenger sensor, and then these two are going to connect underneath that seat, and then we'll tidy it all up in secure it here. Alright, so now he's putting the Planted Technologies seat brackets on. They're actually mine from before, and then since I didn't keep my seat, I sold them to him. So same as before, you just line up the holes, put the bolts in behind, and then put it together. Forget your seatbelt. So right now we're just connecting all the clips in beneath the seat. So everything should have a clip now. The airbag, the occupancy sensor, and the seatbelt. So also on the passenger side, you do need to use one of the 3 ohm resistors, or you can buy it online. I think it's called a splash fix. You need to put that in as well.
Only Raleigh Sports has it.
The moment of truth. See if everything worked. It'll go away.
Everything looks good so far.
Yeah. And we are done. So everything worked, which is really good. These seats are so nice. You like get in them, and they're just like, they're like a good height, a little bit higher than the Status racing seats were. And now when we turn the car on, basically, we do not have an airbag fault sensor on the dash. The car's off right now, but it would actually still show the airbag there. And that's a really bright light as well, and you drive with it all the time if you don't put this sensor in. And then the passenger works, so everything's good. We still had to do the seatbelt chime actually, because right now the seat is so new that it's actually hugging the sensor against the seat a little bit too tight, that it thinks the passenger's there all the time. But what we think is over time it's going to kind of sink down a bit and become a bit more loose, and then it will not think that. It'll kind of fix itself. One day he'll be driving and he'll notice the light shows no passenger, whereas right now it shows a passenger, but no airbag light. All the airbags work, because I think if you don't have that sensor in there, all the airbags are off. These airbags, this one, that one, everything's off. So this is kind of like the correct way to do it, the more difficult way to do it, kind of the proper way to do it, but it's a more expensive way and quite a bit more work. And if you don't have another seat, you have to take apart your factory seat. But otherwise, they look fantastic. They're really nice. I think all in, the seats were like around 1,300 Canadian shipped, and then the replacement seat was around $200 or $300 from eBay.